asking me.
Yeah, and then for the last topic that we have, Cyberpunk. So there was a couple of things that have been popping off recently with Cyberpunk. We just got word that they have either delayed or discontinued completely the multiplayer option that they were giving or that they had mentioned before when they had originally introduced Cyberpunk
Gary.
to us. So, that's kind
Don't
of
like hearing
interesting.
that.
And then the other fact is that Cyberpunk is still trying to improve their game. So they just came out with another patch. I think it's 1.02 or something like that.
1.2.
1.2. And so I heard that there's actually quite a bit of improvements that have been done on there. I know that they had literally like a month or two ago had done a big patch, but that patch ended up killing a lot of like game saves or it wasn't able to be played or something like that because of what was going on. Some more glitches that I guess these glitches got together with these other glitches and then they just fucked your whole game away. I don't know. but so like how do you guys feel first of all, like with the multiplayer delay? Like does that even phase you guys? Is it, like were you really looking forward to that multiplayer?
It just depends on how often like you guys would want to play it.
Yeah,
I always want choices.
Yeah, for me, the ship is already sunk for Cyberpunk, so this doesn't matter. But
it's still floating, man.
man.
They're trying to bucket the water
they are,
out.
but
Sunk?
all right, so the ship is sunk. But with me playing games like Fallout 76, I'm coming years after the game's launch. I love the game.
See, there's still a chance.
There's still a chance, but I feel like the people like me who didn't play it on launch, who didn't maybe have a sour taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
So you and I didn't play it. So I feel like our experiences, the longer we wait, it's gonna be worth the wait. For someone like you, I don't know. You didn't have a lot of bad things to say about it.
No, I loved it.
You loved it.
I'm literally the only reason why I'm not playing it now is because I'm trying to wait for the PS5 version. Yeah. I got the PS5 version. I want to play with all of the upgraded specs on it.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I'm not playing it. Or else I probably wouldn't have even bought Demon Souls when I bought it. I'd have been playing Cyberpunk.
Yeah. So I think this multiplayer news, I mean, it sucks. But since I'm not even playing the game, I don't have the game, it doesn't affect me 1%. And I'm waiting just like you. Once there's a PS5 version,
you gonna get it?
I should probably start planning now and getting a PS4 copy because I'm sure they have a free upgrade and I could probably get it for cheap.
I found one for like $20-some dollars, so I had my PS4 copy.
Oh, you already have one?
Yeah.
I haven't
bought
put it in my
PS4
system
copy,
yet.
So it's
I haven't put it in my system yet, but it's sitting there on my shelf waiting.
Wait, you got it sealed?
I got it. No, I found a used for
Okay.
a cheap copy.
Okay. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to get my copy
So I
ready.
have it ready to go.
Because let's face it, once the next gen port comes, it's going to be like Fallout 76 No Man's Sky. The price is going to go up. You can't buy it in the bargain bin anymore. We're going to have to pay like full price.
Yep.
So hopefully it doesn't go like the Anthem route, But I don't think it will. So it doesn't bother me. But I still want to get the game. I still really want it. So that's my takeaway.
Yeah, my thing is like, I don't think the ship is sunk. But I will say where there's smoke, there's fire. And like I do worry about, I don't like that when I hear they're canceling something.
Well, possibility of canceling. It's delayed or canceled. One of those. What does we don't
mean,
know.
That's bad either way.
Yeah, that's bad either way. Like, what does that mean? Are they internally giving up? Like, this is a failure. Like, this is a give up. At least on this front. So I don't know. Does that mean they're giving up in more areas or they're redirecting resources? I don't know what this means. So it scares me a little bit when I see that.
Yeah, I mean, I get slightly worried, but at the same time, right? I didn't originally get Cyberpunk for multiplayer aspects. I got it because of the campaign and all that and being in that world. Now, I would assume that this world, if it was a multiplayer, would be sort of similar to Grand Theft Auto 5. And so with that, it probably comes a lot, to make it good. You know what I mean? Especially with all of these errors and
I think
glitches and things like that they've had. So I think
we all want to play our games with friends.
Yeah.
Like we love Fallout, you and I, and we always wanted to play with each other. So that's what I would. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Like I agree with you. Like most of the time we're playing these games by ourselves, but we always wanted to play with friends, and so that's like the only sad part about that news.
Yeah, I just think that they're probably really, really trying to make sure that it's even worth the attempt to do the multiplayer, Because if they shit the bed in the multiplayer, then the game is really done. Like nobody's gonna keep putting, nobody's
it's
gonna
not
buy it
good.
again because there's an update or whatever. You know what I mean? The people who love it will continue to play it, and other people will just forget about it. So I think there's that aspect with it. I think that until they say that it is canceled, I think that they are just trying to perfect it. And then you might be right as far as like the relocating the assets. Like they might have had people working on the multiplayer by themselves, and then it's like, oh, okay, you got to stop that because we really screwed the pooch on this last update. We need to get another update fast on this to fix some of
That's
these
what I'm
issues.
hoping.
And we haven't even come close to that time frame that we gave of like a beginning third quarter, fourth quarter for getting the PS5 version. So we need to get that out. So we need people to work on that. So I'm hoping that that's what it is, because it would be nice to have another aspect of the game to be able to play in and be able to enjoy it with the homies and stuff. But, at the same time, I'm not really worried about it because I wasn't really looking for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be cool, but if they don't, it's whatever.
I think we have to be kind of happy to a degree that we got this patch 1.2. It's implying that they are being truthful when they say that they want to fix their game and they want to make it viable, right? Because they could just walk away. They made their money. Like they could.
They could just wash their hands.
They could wash their hands of it and say, "This is what you get. We're done."
Don't do no DLC or nothing like that.
And so I worry like the more and more time that passes, the more and more they start to feel that way. But when I see a patch come out like 1.2 and there's lots of good reviews on it, it's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Showing lots of improvements. Citizens aren't vanishing when you turn around. The driving's much better, smoother. The frame rates are steadier on PS5 and Xbox Series X. Like
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, we're seeing some pretty good news from that front.
Yeah, I heard that they were actually able to that you could adjust your steering and how it was perceived in the game. Because some of the cars the steering's gonna be different, but you could adjust it to make it tighter or looser or whatever when you're playing, so that it's a little bit more versatile, which is nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they said that they're getting closer to going back on the PlayStation Store. How many days was it, Mark?
100. No, we're over 100 days now.
Oh my gosh!
Over 100 days of getting back on the PlayStation Store?
Since it got pulled from the PS Store. Since it was pulled.
Oh, okay.
Like it's never gone back on.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, my opinion is it's sunk, but it's not over.
That, dude, you made a fair comparison with Fallout 76 because a lot of people felt that sunk.
Yeah, because the reviews are bad. Like when I look up things about the game,
those are all the original reviews. Remember that.
I know, but even when I look up modern things, like maybe from last year, people are still like, "This game sucks. I'll never waste my money on buying something like this at launch again." And I feel bad because I'm like, dude, I love this game.
I really liked it.
Like I feel bad for people that it's understandable that if you got burned, why are you gonna go back? Especially if you sold your copy or whatever.
Did you guys ever happen to see like No Man's Sky reviews, for, like the original ones and stuff? No.
They're low too.
Because I know they were getting like 6s and 7s and
they
stuff
were low
like that.
too.
I didn't look
See,
too
but
much
I
into
like
that.
No Man's Sky as well when it first came out. I felt like I got my money's worth. Like, because I took it as more than just like the overarching game. Like to me, it was an experience that I had with that game. Like an experience. I remember it just like I remember BioShock when I first delved into the ocean and saw,
it didn't give me that same feel.
It did. When I first escaped into the atmosphere, it gave me that feeling. Not when I first started playing, but when I finally put my shelf and I left and I saw the scope. Like it felt, I don't know, they did a great job with that feeling of feeling like you're actually leaving the planet.
I think I probably got ruined in that aspect because, when BioShock came out, there wasn't all of the YouTube stuff where everybody's exposing things. But, you've got like, when No Man's Sky came out, they were literally showing you, taking off into space and whatnot. So it's like almost like, oh, I've seen it already, but I'd never seen going down the Rapture for the first time and then opening the door.
They kept that under wraps really well. Yeah.
So
it's just I wasn't expecting to have that kind of experience when I first had it in No Man's Sky, and I had a lot of fun. Like, I maybe didn't get exactly what I thought I was going to be getting. Yeah, that's true. I agree with those people.
They gave a lot of hoopla.
I liked a lot. I still thought they delivered on a lot of what they said they were going to deliver. An infinite universe. It was that. It was. They literally are planet-sized planets. Literally, solar system-sized solar systems. Right. So like, they were right. They did. They invented an algorithm, a procedurally engendered universe. They did it. Like they really accomplished that, and I felt that when I played it. And the game is, and they stuck with it, and they still to this very day, like you said, there's an
Keep
update just a
putting
couple
stuff
weeks
on
ago.
there.
Keep updating it.
They just gave us companions like 2 to 3 weeks ago, and then they gave us another update like
Yeah.
a week or so
And
ago. So
Bethesda's
that's
the
crazy.
same thing with 76.
Right.
Bethesda stuck with it, and they've made it so much better today than it ever was at launch.
And remember how long it took for them to actually put Wastelanders out, because that was like
Years,
almost
couple
like
years.
a
2 years,
year
I
or
think.
2 years, yeah.
And they were like, they had mentioned it like a
Shortly
year before.
after, yeah, because
And like,
people
you
were
know,
so
because
upset.
people were shitting on it because there were no NPCs, and then they were like, NPCs are coming, we're working on it, whatever, Wastelanders. And then it was like a year after that announcement, finally Wastelanders, you know, is there. So it's like it took a lot of time for them to do it.
Yeah.
But you know, if you could bring a game back, that's why I wished that Anthem, you know, that they would have put a
Yeah.
little bit more into Anthem
was
to
really
bring it back,
hoping,
because
man.
I did hear that there were good aspects of the game,
Mm-hmm.
but that it just wasn't quite up to par with what they tried to show you. I would probably much rather a game downplay the fuck out of it, and then people play it, and then you just see like the people who are actually playing it give their like critiques about it and rave about it, than for you to present something to me as a developer, showing me you can do this,
it's a
this, and
balance,
this,
though, right? Because you
and
have
then,
to
you know,
build hype to sell copies.
yeah,
And
you
then,
do.
so you're like,
but-
what do? How
Yeah.
do you keep the expectations low but build enough hype to sell copies?
Don't show me shit that just you took out, or like
Well,
that,
yeah.
that just ain't in there. You know,
That's true.
don't tell
They're-
me.
they're
Don't
giving you
tell
their
me about what's in the
ambitious
game. Show
ideas.
me about what's in
Yeah.
the game. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
you had just played the game, gave us like a 30-minute demo or something like that, and just let us play the game, I bet you that would have came off a lot better than them talking about all of the grandiose things that they want to do in the game, or that there will be that never actually
Mhm.
make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
how people shoot themselves in the foot.
I don't think 76 really did that. I think they told you there was going to be no NPCs. They were up front with you.
Yeah,
It was a little buggy, of course, at the launch.
right.
But see, like I still enjoyed. I enjoyed going to the different biomes and regions of 76 and exploring the world.
yeah,
And I had fun, like event hopping. Like I kind of got off track of the story because
right.
I was having so much fun jumping from event to event to event, leveling
There
up,
was always
getting
stuff
gear,
popping off.
and
Yeah.
getting stuff. Like that's what I loved about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, always.
there's
stuff popping
definitely
off.
things that were interesting and fun about you know, Fallout 76, but I just felt like it was just missing that aspect of the NPCs. Like it would have been that
Totally,
much better if they had
totally.
NPCs.
I
But
totally
I did
agree.
have fun.
I totally agree.
But I felt like it was a little bit more fun with somebody else.
I never
like when
thought
you're playing
Fallout
it solo,
76
it's
was,
not it's fun, but it's not as fun. If you were
Yeah.
playing with somebody else, if you're interacting with somebody else, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? I think that's what sets
Yeah.
sets it off a little bit more. Like in all the Fallouts, you're just interacting with the
Mhm.
people around, even the enemies around you're
Mhm.
interacting with. But it's not much interaction you can do with a non-speaking ghoul or mole rats, or you know, I mean, the
Super
robots were cool, but they were kind of like they were really spaced out. You know, and then they just have like their little whatever
wasn't
dialogue,
organic
and
enough
that's
for
it.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, you know, it's like it was a good attempt, but it's just like you
Yeah.
had a formula.
I'm just
that you've
saying
been
it
using
wasn't
for
bad.
so long. Why didn't you just keep that formula
Yeah,
and make it a multiplayer?
yeah.
That's all you needed to do, was just give us those quirky, goofy ass NPCs. You know, that were just in the games, all your other games. Just give us those, even if
Yeah.
you had reused a couple of them
Felt
bitches from
lazy.
the other games.
Felt lazy.
That helped us. But yeah, so I mean, as far as like the updates and all that stuff go for Cyberpunk, I'm glad that they were able to fix those problems. I'm kind of glad that I didn't also experience those problems, because that would just add more frustration or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There was some times where I would get frustrated with Cyberpunk on my PS4 Pro, but that was it, you know. And then on my PS5, I had no problems on
Yeah.
it. So, but I'm literally just waiting for that upgrade.
Mhm.
So if they could just quit effing around and give us that
Give us an
PS5 upgrade already, I think that would probably help
Yeah.
them out a lot.
It seems like they're going
And it's a
in the
new
route
store, right?
of
They got taken out of the
76
PS4
and not
store, put them in
Anthem.
the PS5 store.
I think
you know?
I think that they're gonna be very like cautious about their next gen launch, because essentially that's their second chance of
Yeah.
to redeem the game.
Their redemption.
Their
So-
new ship
Cyberpunk Redemption is what
Yes,
it's called.
so they're gonna repackage their busted ship,
and
sell it.
relaunch it.
sell it as a something new. So my prediction is, when did it come out? November. 2020. That's when it first came out.
Yes.
I think it's gonna come out November 2021.
Yeah.
Our next gen, they're gonna try to push it full
I
price,
agree.
all this crap back on the store.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
A solid year of cleaning and tidying up.
Yep.
Which is what they
put it
should have
right
done
back
from the
out there.
beginning. Should have
Which-
never launched
The
it.
real
and waited
release
till-
date?
Yeah,
The
they should
real
have.
Hold on a
release.
year.
Yep.
So,
I would have been disappointed, but I would have totally understood. You know what I mean? If we could get a great, solid, production from it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to have to have waited another year for it, I probably would have been okay, just
Mhm.
because of everything else that was coming out.
Yeah.
And for a long time, we didn't even know when we were getting a PS5. So
True.
it would have just been like, oh, it's PS5.
Mhm.
It's whatever.
Yeah. True.
But they just wanted to. I think they just wanted to capitalize on extra sales. Get the PS4 version out there, and then get
Yeah,
this
'cause the
PS5
PS5
version
hype.
out here and
They're-
whatnot.
Yep.
and do
They're waiting
that.
so everyone got some PS5s,
Yep.
need something shiny to play.
I love you, me.